It's cold out, it needs gloves. So hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sam, short for Samantha. I had thrown up a quick introduction video for Terra Treks, and so some of you may have seen that already. It's just a little introduction as to who I am and why I'm doing this, but I thought I'd throw out a little bit longer one just to kind of fill in a bunch of gaps because I wanted that one to be short, and I thank Tara for throwing that up there. So as I mentioned, my name is Sam. My channel is Summit Sam, and I'm going to be doing the Appalachian Trail in 2023 with my husband Jeff. A little bit about us: we've been married for 25 years now. We've done a lot of crazy things, I'd say. I am originally from the west coast of Canada, so British Columbia in the interior. So I'm from the mountains, and I like the mountains. I've always spent a lot of time there. I'm a big fan of getting lost in them. I get lost in a lot of places. My sense of direction is not great, but that's where Jeff shines. He has a wonderful sense of direction. He is originally from Toronto. We met somewhere in the middle in our 20s while I was going to university. And sorry, I'm on the nature hike, and there's definitely some good hills here, so if you hear me huffing and puffing, I'm just a prepping. But yeah, we met 25 years ago. A few things about us: when we first got together and we knew that, we wanted to be with each other long term, we set out three goals. Well, we had three values really that we were going to adhere to. One was to always stay active, and we've tried to do that. And this is our biggest adventure we're planning yet, so that's a huge win for us. The second, our own bank accounts. We were pretty independent. Prior, so we like to stay that way. It's not that we don't love each other, but I spend my money a certain way. He has his way that he wants to do it, and as long as our goals meet up in the middle, we're all good. And our third was that we didn't want kids, so we have no dependents. I have a lovely nephew and nieces, and they're great. I'm happy to have a family that has kids, but me myself, not my cup of tea. Kudos to those that have kids. Don't know how you do it. Dogs is as far as I got. I've had many puppies over the years, but presently we are puppyless, which I'm a bit sad about. So for those of you who are bringing their puppies on trail, I will happily shower them with love. So Jeff and I, we do like to move and travel. We've lived from coast to coast. I'm presently in St. John, New Brunswick, where this great little park is that I'm in presently. We ended up here about 6 years ago. We came and we bought a lodge to renovate, and halfway through renovation, let me back up a bit here. Jeff and I, career-wise, have done a fair number of things. Everything from, for myself, I've been a forest firefighter, underwater fish guide, constituency assistant, financial administrator for a research unit at U of T, bookkeeper, librarian, renovating houses, and currently I am a registered nurse for a level 1 trauma cardiac unit. But we came to that career later. I got my first degree when I met Jeff. and that was anthropology with a baccalaureate in accounting. Anthropology not so useful, and accounting, well, I hate. So needless to say, we bounced around from a lot of jobs. Jeff's done everything from restaurant management, file keeping, building gold mines, manual labor. So quite an array of different careers. But when we came to New Brunswick, we had taken the year off to kind of get a sense of how we wanted our future planned. So we took a year off. We drove down to Mexico, all throughout the States. Had a great time. Ended up in Montreal for a year. Then we decided we would renovate another house. We had done it previously, and we had done a fairly decent job. So we decided to come out to this part of the country, and it's beautiful out here. I'm loving the weather right now. We're not really having much of a winter, which for Canada, gorgeous, love it. But yeah, so while we were renovating our house, I decided I wanted to go back to school again and become a nurse. And Jeff decided that he would follow me, so together we got our Bachelor of Nursing here in New Brunswick and have been nursing ever since. We finished school and got started in our career just as COVID hit, so we've been in the sink or swim version of nursing. You learn fast, you have no choice, because all those who had come before you with all the experience were bailing because they were burnt. Nursing in general, well, healthcare in general right now is in quite a predicament. Hi. Go find your mommy. Go find your mommy. It's on the other side. Go on. I don't have any food for you. This deer is seriously close. I'm like 10 feet away from it. Shoo shoo. Your mommy's on the other side. Over here. Go go. Mommy. Oh wait. There's 3 of you. Come towards me. You're cute, but you should be scared of me. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. Oh no, you're just... There's a brief interruption by a deer. That's the thing I love about this city. The deer are just part of the city. They will walk all over the place, and they're quite friendly. Yeah. So, as nurses, Jeff and I have a lot of freedom to work pretty much anywhere we want on the planet at this point in time. Nurses are needed globally. So for financing this particular trip, we just work a crap ton of overtime, which, I mean, anywhere you go, you could work 24/7 if you really wanted to. So there's plenty of overtime. We usually work about 60 hours a week right now, saving some money. And then when we get finished, it's just a matter of choosing what state, what province, what country we wish to work in, and go from there, which is a really nice feeling, which is part of the reason we got into nursing. I mean, yes, there's the caring aspect, and I find it very interesting. You're always learning, but it's the flexibility of a job like that, you know, that's a fairly decent pay, so I'm not gonna complain. But for some of the work we do, whew, I swear, you could not pay most people enough to do some of the work that we do. So, why am I doing the AT? Well, as I mentioned earlier, I grew up in the mountains. I've always loved the mountains. I love walking. So hiking is obviously a natural progression from that. I'm not an overly athletic person. Didn't really play sports. I was on sports teams, but no one really got me to play because I wasn't very good. I was the scrawny little thing sitting on the sideline, being moral support more than anything. I'm a very tiny person. Many people have described me as fragile and delicate and cold-blooded. Not a big fan of the cold either. So doing a challenge like this is important to me. I want to prove to myself that I am capable of doing something like this. I enjoy hiking, so I'm hoping my body will let me do this. I am going to be turning 50 on the trail in August, so wherever I am, maybe I'll be celebrating with a few of you there. But yeah, so while the body is still willing, I'm gonna not take it for granted and be grateful for what I have, and hopefully be able to complete this. And I know there's gonna be aspects that's gonna suck, and I'm gonna get very cold. I've got some contingencies built in for that. As a cold-blooded person, I also have something called Renovations. If any of you are familiar with it, it's just it's a syndrome where your peripheral blood vessels spasm overactively and turn your feet and your hands and sometimes your toes and ears, nose numb, which isn't a big deal if you can defrost them fairly quickly. But in the woods, I'm not really going to have access to a warm hot tub to do that. So clearly I'll have to find other means to do that. And I do have a couple of plans, like those little hot pocket thingies, the chemical ones, and an Nalgene bottle to stuff into my sleeping bag at night, and down booties and all that kind of good warm stuff. I have most of my gear already. There's just a few items I still need to get just to finish dialing in. So I'll be doing some gear review videos later, as well as showing you some of the plans I have for exercising and just keeping my body strong. I want to give myself the best chance of succeeding, so I know I need to do some muscle building, particularly where I have weak knees and ankles. I'm a flexible person, I'm bendy, I roll my ankles a lot. Oh, the sun, that is a beautiful thing. It's been a bit cloudy out here the last couple of days, so which meant it was raining and warm, so that's a bonus. But it also means that there was no sun, so to have it come out is just gorgeous. That's the scene behind me, the ocean. As I mentioned, the Bay of Fundy, highest tides in the world, kind of cool. So what else to tell you about us? I think that's pretty much it. If there's something else you want to know or have questions about, just feel free to put them in the comments below, and hopefully I can answer them for you. Yeah, I think that's about it.